It's a playoff edition of AZ Audibles on Sports360AZ.com. Jordan Ham, Eric Sorensen, I'm Jared Cohen. We're going to talk about all sorts of different storylines around the playoffs. And Eric, let's start with you. What's the first item on the agenda for your playoff preview?
Right off the top of the board, I look into the Division III brackets. You've got top-seeded Paradise Valley hosting Tempe. Right below it, Tucson Catalina Foothills hosts Yuma Cibola. I'm looking ahead a little bit, Jared. If both PV and Catalina Foothills advance, you could see a Daniel Bridgegad, Rhett Rodriguez second-round matchup. Two quarterbacks have combined for 70 touchdowns and over 5,000 total yards. So if it gets to that, expect a big-time shootout in the second round.
Yeah, not the easiest test for PV. They have a difficult road, but they have been dominant this season. It should be fun to watch that play out. Jordan, how about over to you?
In Division I, one team that really jumps out to me is 13 seed Liberty. This is a team that started 0-5 on the year. They're now 4-6, and their one loss was to Chaparral. Played them very tough, but they capped off the season with a win over Centennial, really hitting their stride. I really like Dayton Jackson, a couple of their playmakers on that team.
And they've gotten Caden Kabaiko back, the senior quarterback. That helps a lot. What I'm going to look at right now, guys, mid to low seeded teams that from each division, divisions 1 through 4, that I'd like to watch out for. Starting with Division 4, River Valley. They're a 6 seed. Hey, remember us? We're defending state champions in this division. They only have one loss on the season. The only loss was to Yuma Catholic, who's the number 1 seed, and they gave the Shamrocks their smallest margin of victory on the year. Division 3, I'm riding the Mingus bandwagon because I saw them in action a few weeks back, and they just play smart, diligent, well-coached football. They run the wing tee to perfection. They have some really impressive players. In Division 2, Mesa. It's a tough road for Mesa. They got to go through O'Connor. If they win, they have to play Skyline. But I don't know. This team they're battle tested, and they've proven they're for real. And I think they're going to be really tough outs no matter who they play in any round of the tournament. And finally, in Division 1, I'll see your Liberty, and I'll raise you their first-round opponent, Desert Ridge. Now, a 4 seed isn't exactly a mid or a low seed, but no one ever seems to talk about these guys going into the playoffs. Only 2 losses on the year. One of them was to Chandler, who they could face later on down the road, and they played Chandler pretty tough, and they'll have confidence if they see them down the road. But of course, as you mentioned, they got to go through a tough Liberty team first. Eric, over to you.
We see it a lot during March Madness, and we could be seeing it this year during the high school playoffs. Themes and revenge games. Division 2, top-seeded Skyline could get another shot at Mesa in the second round. Also, Ironwood Ridge and Marcos Deniza could meet if Marcos gets past arch rival Corona del Sol, who they just recently beat as well.
No question about it. Jordan?
I think Division 3 is going to be really tough to call, and one team that's kind of a mid-seed to look out for is Sabino. They're a 6 seed. They only have one loss on the year. That came to Catalina Foothills. That was a game where they had about a 2-hour delay, a lot of rain, so it really stifled both offenses. It ended up being 3-0, but I love Drew Dixon, the quarterback. He likes to compare his game to Cam Newton, and I definitely see it. They outscored opponents 354-74 this year, so one team to look out for in Division 3.
That one loss was definitely a weird game. You can't fault them for that, and they definitely dropped a lot for just that one loss, so that's tough. That's Jordan Ham. That's Eric Sorensen. I'm Jared Cohen. We'll look ahead to round 2 next week, and until then, it's AZ Audibles on Sports360AZ.com.